Whenever you're ready.
Hello, I'm Azan Khan.
I'm Jake O'Donnell.
I'm Caden Hawkinson.
I'm Untitled.
I'm Emily Stetner, and we are Buckle Up.
So 7 years ago, I was in the passenger seat of my aunt's Honda minivan. We were driving to the local pool, and my 5 and 7-year-old cousin were in the back seat buckled up, or so we thought. Midway through the car ride, we heard a click, and then it happened. My 5-year-old cousin unbuckled his seatbelt and began to cause a commotion in the back seat. As a result, he began to distract my aunt who was driving. My aunt began to shout at him to sit in his seat and buckle his seatbelt, but he obviously didn't listen. She then decided to turn around and try to put him back in his seat, but as she turned around, her eyes were taken off the road, and we almost crashed into the car directly in front of us.
So this car ride could have gone a lot differently if they were using our product, Buckle Up. Buckle Up is an easy-to-use silicone seatbelt cover that you insert right over the seatbelt buckling mechanism, and it would prevent children from ages 5 to 8 from unbuckling their seatbelt.
So our unique value propositions for our product is that it's easy to apply. Because it's silicone, it's super easy and it's stretchy to fit over any different type of seatbelt mechanism. It's easy to use, and that's also because it's silicone, so it's easy. Unlike our competitors, you have to use a key to unbuckle the seatbelt, and we don't have a key, so that won't get lost. And also, compared to our competitors, our product is more affordable.
So our target market is for a middle-aged woman who would have a family and have children. She would make $110,000 a year. She would enjoy platforms such as Twitter and Facebook. She would live in the United States of America and suburbs. And she would buy safety items for her children.
So, for our market size, our total addressable market is the total number of U.S. households, which is around 120 million households. And we got a serviceable addressable market by taking the amount of households, dividing it by the amount of families with cars, the amount of families with moms who regularly drive, and the amount of households with children ages 4 to 10. So this brings our serviceable addressable market in households to 2.79 million. And our serviceable addressable market in revenue is 55.8 million, as we plan to sell each unit for $20.
So these are some of our competitors. Pictured on the top, the green one is called Buckle-Roo, and pictured on the bottom, the red one is called Buckle Guard. These are both some of our competitors. Buckle-Roo serves the same purpose and solves the same problem in the same way, but it's made out of a different material and is a little bit more difficult to use, as well as you have to use a key or accessory to unbuckle the seatbelt, unlike our product where you just press down. Buckle Guard, this product is made out of silicone, so it is similar to our product, and it solves the problem in the same way, again, but it uses a key or accessory to unbuckle the seatbelt, unlike our easy-to-use product.
So our main marketing method is that we would be sending prototypes of our product to popular bloggers who have a large following by our target market. From there, we would hope that they would send out reviews of our product to their large following, and that moms who are our target market would be interested in wanting to buy our product. And also from the feedback that the bloggers give us, we would be implementing it into our explainer video to better upgrade that. Our second marketing strategy would be through Facebook. We already have a Facebook account set up, but we need to progress it farther. Through a quick Google search, we also found that there's a 10% conversion rate on Facebook ads, so that's another way we would be getting a lot of our customers.
So an indirect channel would be Amazon, because our competitors sell their product using Amazon. And we would do the same, except ours would be an easier process.
Our direct channel would be our Buckle Up website. So this would be our direct channel because they are purchasing it through our website and we are shipping it to them ourselves.
So for our pricing strategy, one unit of our product is actually 2 silicone covers. This is a more competitive price compared to our competitors because we're providing 2 covers instead of just 1. Our customers should pay for our product because our unique value propositions far outweigh theirs, because they include a key to unbuckle, which is easy to lose, and ours is a lot easier to work with. Also, for us, why our customers should pay, we conducted a survey about 3 months ago that found out that 33% of customers would buy our product if it was priced at $30, but recently we changed that to be $20, and the main piece of constructive criticism that they gave us is that it was too expensive, although they love the product. So we think that the $10 price drop would dramatically increase the amount of customers that would want to buy our product.
So for COGS, our product unit price would be $20, and our COGS would be $3. We got $3 from our mold making material, which is $1.60, and our silicone liquid bag, which is $1.40. And our So we did $17 from our gross margin. We would take our product unit price, $20, subtract it from 17, which is our product unit price, and we get our gross margin, which is 17, our COGS 3, and get our $17, which is our gross margin, and our gross margin percentage would be 85%.
In our first year, we plan to make about $13,141 in gross profit. We got this number from subtracting our total revenue from the total cost to manufacture our product. As well, we have a market share of 0.09%, and we plan to make about $50,000 from that market share.
So for our minimum viable product, the two parts of our business model that we're testing are solution and customer segments. We're testing our solution by releasing a prototype to our focus groups, and we're testing our solution as we're first releasing a first batch of prototypes to our focus group, which is mothers with children ages 4 to 10. Then we plan to learn from that first batch of prototypes and then release a second innovative batch of prototypes. And this is how we're testing our solution, because we'll be able to improve and determine whether the solution we have developed over the last several months fits our customer needs. And then we're testing our customer segments by releasing our prototype to a specific focus group. And this tests our customer segment, again, we'll be able to determine whether the customer segment we've developed over the last several months is correct. And then for our MVP, there's certain tools that we're going to need to actually accomplish this. The tools needed for the prototype will be covered in a later slide. And then for our explainer video, which Emily mentioned a little bit before, we're going to be using Fiverr, which is a website where we can get a 2D animator to help us create the explainer video. And finally, one of our most important tools is our focus group, as this is where we're actually releasing the prototype to.
All right, so how we're going to measure our success is through quantitative and qualitative data. So for our quantitative data, we're going to measure like the amount of followers or users we have on our Wix landing page website or our actual social media pages. And then for our qualitative data, we're going to measure like the amount of actual feedback we get like through our emails or through comments like on our social media. And then we're going to eventually analyze this through our website landing page specifically by like through Wix website, the thing we're using. We're going to be able to see like what customers select the most when they're on our website.
So regarding our marketing, for our explainer video, we're going to be marketing our explainer video on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And as of now, we have an up and running Instagram account, and we're working on getting a YouTube channel up. We also have a Facebook account up. And then for marketing in general, we plan to still use these three same social medias, as we believe that we can capture a number of possible consumers, as mothers usually use Facebook and Instagram, are frequently on Facebook and Instagram. And then we also plan to market our explainer video on our up and running landing page, as it's important for visitors on the landing page to view our explainer video.
All right, and we decided to create a little timeline to show like our ideal process of how we want to get everything done. So by February 28th, we want to have our first set of prototypes created. And then by March 14th, 2022, we want to like implement our first set of prototypes and actually send them out to like the mom bloggers or parents who would be using our type of product. And then by March 31st, we'd hope that the parents would have used our product and that we could receive their info and criticism from it and then improve our first set of prototypes. And then by April 5th, we would create an explainer video showing how we can improve our product. And then by April 10th, after we learned how we can improve our product, we would make another innovative set of prototypes. And then by April 20th, we would actually receive the info back from the new set of prototypes we sent out, and then we would end it off by making another explainer video of how we would make our product the best it could be.
So in total, we're here asking for $400, and so we were going to need a certain amount of money for the elements of our prototype. First, we need molding kits, and molding kits from Hobby Lobby cost around $27, and we plan to get 4 molding kits. We also plan to get liquid silicone. Liquid silicone can either be bought from Home Depot and Amazon from the same price of $87. For our explainer video, like I said before, we're going to be using Fiverr, and animators on Fiverr have a wide variety of prices, ranging from anywhere from $50 to $120. And then finally, we plan to upgrade our landing page in order to both allow consumers to buy our product from our landing page, and then to also market our explainer video on our landing page, and and that's gonna cost $54, like I said. So in total, we're asking for $400 in order to fully run our minimum viable product.
All right, and things go better when you're buckled up. Thank you.
So I have a question on, as you develop the prototype, do you have a plan to test it with the kids and look at feedback there? And what I'm going to is wondering why others had to go to a key. Because if you've ever been around toddlers or young kids, there's ways they figure these things out. I'm just curious.
So I don't know if that wasn't like explained very well by ours, but because ours is made out of silicone, the actual button that you push down on, like that red clicker, the silicone material is a lot thicker there, so like only an adult with a certain amount of strength would be able to push that down.
Okay.
So I guess I could see where you're saying like it might not work for some toddlers who are like maybe stronger than others. But I think most people go to the key because that's just the only way that they've seen it, although we think that the key is unreasonable because it can easily be lost.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I would just try the kids on it, set it
Okay.
loose on it,
Yeah.
see what
We might have to
happens.
like change the like thickness too of the silicone, kind of just a trial and error to see what would be the best for an adult to be able to unbuckle it, but a child not be able to.
Correct.
One of the experiences of, taking on the persona of a venture capital investor backing a team, you put out a timeline for these milestones that you want to hit, which is awesome because very few groups ever do that, and I applaud you for doing that. But it would be interesting when you come back in May for us to say, okay, this was what your intent was. Did you deliver on all of these milestones? And when you delivered, and hopefully we see a pattern of, yep, said we were going to do it and we did it, and then we're investing in, so much of the time you're investing in the team. Will the team execute? Forget about the product. Will the team execute? So that may be an idea for your next presentation. But I applaud you for incorporating it into this one.
Yeah, I like the timeline. I've had 2 different cycles of product development too.
That was feedback that we gave another group that was a physical product. We wanted them to budget time for kind of iterating through the product design. So that was very good.
So how did you come up with the actual physical product itself? Is this conceptually, is it something that you kind of thought through? Do you have any-
So we actually went to the library and we used their 3D printer to create a demo. We were supposed to have it on us, I don't know where it went, but we were gonna show it like being inserted over a seatbelt buckle, and
It's on a seatbelt still. Left in your car.
but yeah, we actually have an idea of what it's gonna look like, but it's just out of 3D printing material, not
Instead of
silicone.
silicone.
Okay.
That's all right, it's a great start.
Is it?
I think this is a great idea, and I think that your point that the other products on the market use keys is key, because when you're dealing with little kids, it's very easy to forget items. So I think this is a great idea. I was curious, you mentioned mom bloggers. How are you going to pinpoint those?
I think definitely through Facebook. Like, we would use our Facebook page that we already have and just like see popular ones like throughout like browsing and searching. And because we would create our prototypes, we would send it out to them. So like hopefully that would like reach their audience. So I think we would just find them through Facebook.
Okay.
And then just hope that they would give good reviews about our product to their large audience.
And what's your knowledge of the way that you incentivize the blogger to actually promote your product or review your product? Like why are they going to do that for you? You have to pay them?
I think. Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Well, do you have to give a kickback or pay the blogger anything for talking about your product or reviewing your product?
Yeah, I think incentivizing the blogger is something that we haven't like thought through completely yet. So if that's like a question that we could get back to you on, incentivizing like the blogger, or how we can like successfully incentivize a blogger to accurately blog about their opinion on a product, that's something that we haven't really thought through yet.
The MVP does contemplate having a blogger review your stuff too, right? So I just want to make sure that you have what you need in order to do what you want to do. So maybe we can take that into consideration when we're budgeting.
If you take a look at a lot of promoted like blogger sites, it will say the blogger is being compensated, and I think it's usually on clicks or on a percentage of sales for something that goes through. I think if you poked around just some blogs, you'd probably find the language they use, and that might give you a sense of how to look into that as you're going through your MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've got plenty of preschools around here, right? And then maybe you have family connections or people you know who are there. There's nothing wrong with maybe trying to get into a preschool, maybe in the parking lot beforehand, and get some parents maybe who want to try it out for you. Get some just immediate feedback from people. There's, I think there's resources here. I'm curious about this because I think it's a great idea. I think the concern I had kind of when you talked about those key mechanisms is safety. What if you need to get the kid out of the car quickly, right? And the key thing to me is sort of bizarre that you need the key to unlock the seatbelt. And so I think, one thing that in my mind, kind of maybe when you come back also would be, obviously you want it strong enough that the kid can't do it, but you also want it not so strong that you need to get that kid out of the car immediately. Boom.
Yeah.
You guys have a decision on?
Yeah, can we go back to your MVP ask? What does form molding kits allow you to do?
With the 4 molding kits, so for the first batch of prototypes, we plan to use 2 different molding kits.
Okay.
And we've kind of provided like almost like a room for error, but not only a room for error, we also want to produce like the prototypes, I guess you could say, faster. And if we realize that we wanted to change something before we even send the prototypes out, we can do that if we have 2 molding kits. And that's also the same thing for the second batch of prototypes, which is why there's 4 molding kits.
Okay.
So for the 2 batches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that will give you what you need to be the prototype. I'm sorry, I'm not clear on that. Like, once you do the 2 molds, and then you said you send it out to get some prototypes produced, is that
No,
cost
they make
built
it.
in?
We would create it ourselves, so the 2
Got it.
molds, we would
Okay.
like mold through like probably our 3D printed, we
Okay.
would like imprint into the molds, and
Got
then we would use the silicone to actually create the
Okay.
stretchy cover.
Perfect.
And then we have room for error within there, and then after we get feedback from the bloggers, we can like modify the product so that we can use the 2 remaining mold kits to create a separate mold that would be like our better updated one.
I like that, thank you.
And you're still kind of in the developmental phase, so I'm not sure if you need explainer videos or, at this point, I think the focus really needs to be getting your product out there, the prototypes, and getting it in people's hands to get some feedback on how people are using it.
I think the explainer video certainly has merit from a presentation standpoint for investors, but you probably don't need to do 2 cuts of the explainer video. Maybe just the second one after you can find it on the product.
What's the timeline on getting an explainer video made? Is it something you can get done in a week, or is it longer?
It would all depend on like how fast we could really get like a Fiverr like video editor to make it.
1 minute.
Also, I don't know if for the explainer video part, I don't know if we explained it as clearly. So we don't plan on making 2 explainer videos.
Okay.
We plan to make 1 explainer video, but then after we receive info from that second batch of prototypes, we would make like edits to that first explainer video that we made.
April 5th, I think you said was the explainer video.
Is their explainer video.
I think budget's fine.
Yeah.
I want to see this thing.
Yeah, I feel comfortable with that.
Good. All right, $400. Thank you, guys.